Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. So we are in an Algeth'ar Academy 11 as a healer. I've kind of neglected my healing score this week and pushed on the DPS quite a lot. I've been playing with a friend of mine who plays Holy Pally, so I've not needed to heal. So I pushed my score up on the DPS a fair bit. It's around 1500 now for DPS specifically. My healing is around 1000. So decided that it's the last day. I'll do a couple of Healy keys, and yeah, we have just kind of been here on a 14 with this group. So we all signed for an 11. They listed it as an 11, but it was a 14. They'd obviously not lowered it or something like that. So they decided that they were going to give it a go anyway, but it didn't really work very well. And ooh, didn't really work very well. So we've dropped it to an 11, and here we are. So yeah, I've done quite a few keys this week, especially considering I've actually been away on holiday for New Year's. Obviously, I hope everyone else had a good New Year's as well. I have done actually quite a few DPS keys, which is good. I really enjoyed it. It's been a good push week. Um, but so thundering has kind of stopped becoming so scary and panic worthy. I think is fair to say. This dungeon is, oh god, this DK's in general. I was actually just complimenting him for how non-squishy he was, but he, I don't know what's changed, but he seems to be getting absolutely chunked now, which is not ideal. So we did get our 2 set last week, which means that healing is potentially less of an issue. I don't know how that's happened, but sure. Healing's less of an issue. Hopefully, reversion will help carry us. It'd be nice. I'm not using my Verdant Embrace very well at all at the moment. I really should be. I am very out of practice when it comes to preservation already, which isn't ideal. Did I get it off? I didn't. So, of course, we are still running the temporal anomaly spec. Um, I think it's just so good right now in terms of healing. So we're going to Bloodlust the pull. Slightly different to how we planned on doing on the 14, but not a problem. I want to get a echo on everyone and then a reversion on the tank. And I'm going to get a Dream Breath on everyone. Really, really nice. So I can pretty much just do DPS right now. I got knocked out, which really isn't good. So we have just actually had echo on everyone then, which is really nice. So this little branch does a circle which clears this dot. It's so key because that dot does so much damage. It's not ideal, but so I'm gonna absolutely pump the heals out a second. But yeah, I mean we just absolutely shred it. Wow. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have much of an issue timing this one. Except if I stand in things, of course. Happy days, much easier. So let's go. So what was my healing on that fight? 21.5k. Golden Hour was 20%. I'm getting quite good at sniping people with Golden Hour when they've taken a bit of damage, which is a good skill to have as preservation. And my damage 15.5k. Probably could be a little bit higher there. I'm expecting that I probably won't have to heal the tank all too much here. So everybody has a reversion on them. I probably should be a little bit less greedy. I'm kind of playing very much with a DPS mentality. That wasn't good. Playing very much with a DPS mentality of kind of letting the healer or the tank come and clear themselves on me as opposed to me running around and chasing them. But as a healer, I probably should be a little bit more willing to go and help people and help them clear their stacks as well when needed. It's just a positioning thing, but it's not problems. Now, this boss actually I've had a little bit of issues with. It's not been a particular favourite of mine. I'm going to try and get a fire breath on all of these. Actually, just going to try and burst pretty hard. Solid 60k DPS. We'll like that. Going to throw down a temporal anomaly now. And do that. And apparently standing everything along the way as well. Yep, because we are that good at the game. Do we have a res? We don't even have a res. Do we have a... We have a combat res. It might actually just be worth them combat resing me here. Just having one res is not ideal. Well, they need to tell me what they're going to do. Or I just release. This is the problem in pugs, is that you kind of don't know. Okay, I'm going to release. I called it a lot earlier, but unfortunately no one was talking. It took like a minute and a half for anyone to say anything. I could have run back probably in that time, but they probably should have just resed me, but never mind. DK should be able to look after himself. I will run back. It was my mistake. I shouldn't have stood in it. But yeah, we can recover. Not a problem. Yeah, DK's more than capable of looking after himself at the moment. 45k HPS. Insane. And by the time I get there, the boss will have probably spawned. So realistically, I'd have said they probably should have just used the a combat res. Just get me back up. Keep it clean. Don't risk anything. Right, I nearly got hit by Gust again trying to heal the tank. Then never mind. Right, let's not stand in more things. So I'm trying to. I have a feeling that some of these might be on comms together. There's a lot of people from the same server. There's at least 2 in the same guild. So yeah, I have a feeling that, like I said, they may not be pugs. And they're maybe talking to each other. But, okay. So once again, I'm going to try and do as much damage as possible. This fight can get pretty messy, though, on, like, higher keys. My responsibility is mechanics, so let's get that dead. And that's a really nice time for Thundering to come in as well. I don't know why you cleared that early, but okay. That's not good. He stood in mechanic. I am just going to throw that over. Ah, so it's deafening screech that... Okay, I'm finally understanding the mechanics of this boss. It's only a few weeks into the expansion, of course. If everyone groups up, I think I can actually just heal through these for a while. Again, Hunter's not getting hit by any. The same thing I complain about in every video I do about healing. The one ranged person isn't stood in any of my things. So it's going to get a little bit crazy for a minute now. I am very scared about using Verdant Embrace at times. Let's just take you out of stuff. And he's dead. Thank God for that. I'll get a res on him. The little rescue at the end there was pretty nice. My damage wasn't great at all. But hey, it's dead. That's what matters, right? Marksman looks very, very fun to play at the moment. I do need to try that out at some point. I think we're on track for the 2 chest here. I don't think we're going to hit a 3 chest now. We've had a couple of deaths, then my fault. But I'm interested to see how big the tank's going to go here. I may preemptively just time dilation on him. Oh, the DPS didn't give him a chance. Anyway, wow. His health just dropped. So again, using that kind of utility to try and help people out, especially during Sanguine, knockbacks are amazing. Right. Settle down a little bit now. Yeah, DKs are weird. So I'm actually leveling a DK at the moment. That is probably one of the next, if not the next class I'm going to be leveling. I've got a warrior at 50 because I've actually come back to my original kind of vanilla account. I've got a warrior at 50. I've got a DK that I've just started today. So one of those two is going to be my next one to 60. Probably the DK. I've been thoroughly enjoying it at low level. And I'm really interested to play it at high level. I've seen so many DKs get absolutely chunked and then just stabilize. And once they're stabilized, they just don't die. But it's really interesting. So I want to play one and kind of understand it a little bit more. I also just think I'll really enjoy it. And I'm potentially going to do, similar to the healer and DPS, Pug to Keystone Master, a tank version. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please do let me know because I'm listening to feedback and things like that from you guys. I also have a video series coming soon, which is kind of talking about the psychology of pugs and players in WoW and how that translates and how you can use that information to better increase your chances of success in pugs. So quite an interesting little series. I've been putting quite a bit of research into it over the last sort of couple of weeks, which, yeah, I think it'll be quite fun to do and hopefully help people out. Which is really the goal of the channel, I suppose, is that, like, yeah, obviously it's to make entertaining content, but part of it is also to help people improve and get more out of the game that we all enjoy playing, right? So, Dream Breath on everyone. I'm trying to focus the Ravager down because I don't want Sanguini, the Sanguini that he's currently stood in, unfortunately. But at the moment, like, Dream Breath's doing basically all of my healing. I wonder what my overall healing looks like at the moment. Temporal Anomaly, which I'm not surprised about, I use it a lot. Dream Breath, Golden Hour. Golden Hour's so good. I really think people underestimate how strong that is. So Golden Hour is instantly heals the target for 15% of the damage taken over the last 5 seconds, which doesn't sound like much, but it always, like, I'm quite good at sniping it when people are getting low, and obviously it works with echo as well. So if you've got echoes on everyone and everyone's just stood in a mechanic, or the boss just did an AoE pulse, you can quickly heal immediately 15% of that back up. And obviously you're applying a hot. So yeah, it's really, really strong. But that and Life Giver's Flame, which is my Fire Breath, which I should use a lot more. Because that little combo of like Fire Breath, Living Flame actually does quite a lot. But I find with a DK, the start of the fight is where things are going to go wrong. Like you consider Bloodlust this, I clear second wave. Sure. Making sure I understand. Yeah, I find with a DK, like you look at, I don't know, a warrior or a guardian druid or things like that, where a pull is going to go wrong is if they run out, if an interrupt doesn't happen, or they run out of cooldowns, things like that, right? Whereas a DK, if a DK is going to die, they're going to die in the first like 3 or 4 globals. I'm sure of it most times. So it's one of those things that's when I would like to be using my Fire Breath, and I can't. So not my favorite tank to be healing as a Preservation Evoker, but obviously they do get increased effect from my Absorb as part of their talents, I believe. It's like somewhere. Yeah, Absorbs are 15% more effective on you. So what I'm going to do is do that. Oh, I forgot to press Bloodlust. I'm going to do this as well because I can just clear them all. They don't really do any damage, to be honest. Like if that's the mechanic that he's talking about, they don't really do any damage. Blah. I suppose they would if you do them like that. If that's the case, you should just let me take it. Oh, sugar. That's not good. Yeah, they really should just let me take them all, actually. Okay, that's interesting. So I've never really noticed it. Again, obviously, when you're doing this on a Mythic Zero, you don't really notice mechanics, right? You just murder bosses in 15 seconds flat. But now that I'm doing these on the higher keys and they're lasting a little bit longer, you're starting to see these mechanics that just didn't exist before. And it's interesting. Like, I didn't know for a second that was going to be that's the mechanic that of the boss. Obviously, I know the orbs exist and you've got to soak them, but I didn't realize that it's managing that, which is the complicated part of that boss. But if that's the case, like, I'm pretty sure I can just, certainly on low level keys, which I'm going to consider this relatively low now, I'm just going to clear it myself because I can clear it, all of them, and then just dispel myself. See, that's what I mean. DK's only dead again. But now that he's stable, right? He's got he's got 2 hots on there from me, right? His health just doesn't move now. But that first couple of seconds is really quite dicey. So one of the things I'm going to say, so looking at this and something I'm trying to do in all of my videos, both DPS Healer and just other videos in general, is evaluating what I've done good and what I've done bad. Obviously, died on the trash on the second boss, really bad. And there was bad communication about whether I was going to get combat res or I should have run, so I probably wasted a minute coming back there as well. All of that was particularly bad, and probably something that I need to one need not to stand in things, and two be a little bit more decisive in my abilities and actions, and just run back or shout for a combat res if I do believe it's the right option. You're squishy. In terms of the first boss, I don't think my damage has been particularly good. Again, I say that I haven't used my fire breath on this pull either, and it does heal quite a lot and gives me the living flame afterwards. So there's quite a lot. I haven't been kicking very often. Now, there's not loads to kick in this dungeon until this point, but I haven't actually been kicking very well. Yeah, there's a lot I can improve on in this dungeon as a healer, I think, and I think next week, if I do keys, I need to actually put some time into picking it back up because I feel rusty, which is weird because I shouldn't feel rusty after like a week, but I do. So 4 minutes left, no bloodlust. I still think it's more than two chestable. I think we're fine. Probably pull these together in that room, hopefully, because I've got cooldowns up, so we'll be fine if he does. I'm just going to put a cooldown on the tank. Oh, he's actually not decided to. Okay. So time dilation is an external which effectively acts like monk stagger, causes 50% of the damage they would take instead to be dealt over 10.4 seconds. Obviously, very, very good for a DK, right? Because actually, they can just once they're stabilized, wow, he stood and stuffs. Are we going in or no? Because this looks bad. I don't know what's going on. We're kind of half in the room, half out the room. Yeah, that was bad. Like, we should have just made a decision as to whether we are going in or out. Instead, we kind of two people ran in, and yeah, it's not good. And that's probably cost us the two. It has cost us the two chest. That's sad. I mean, don't wrong. We wouldn't. I don't think we're ever really at risk of not timing this. And for me personally, like I've have timed 12, but that was as DPS. So I think the highest healer key I've done. Let's actually just have a quick look. Yeah, in fact, I've not even done a 4 or 5 healer key for Algeth'ar. So this is going to be huge amounts of score for me anyway as a healer. Um, yeah, I think the way we did that better is just to take that pack and run straight through the door. If we get the patrol, we get the patrol, but run them in at least. We got 2 demon hunters, so like we're gonna be able to stun, blow up packs pretty quickly. Is that all we need for percentage? Probably, right? Oh, bloody hell. So again, like I said, trying to cast my um, fire breath, but it's just so squishy on the start of a pull. I did pop time dilation again there. I don't use that well enough at all. I should be using that pretty much on cooldown for how good it is. Right, we're going to do that. There we go. So next week is obviously Thundering. Not a fan of Thundering anyway. Sorry, Thundering. Tyrannical. Not a fan of Tyrannical anyway. But it's Tyrannical with Raging, which I think we are a hard counter to, and Storming, which I am not looking forward to at all. So it's going to be an interesting week. I think it's actually a good push week for Tyrannical just in general. So do that, do that, do that. So everyone's nice and healthy at the moment. Lots of hots going out, so I can do as much Standing mechanics again. I'm not doing well today. I'm not sure if I'm just like cold fingers or just bad reactions or I don't know, but I'm not doing fantastic standing in mechanics. So I'm actually going to stand over here. While it's not obviously not ideal to be standing over there, um, at least when I get hit by more mechanics, because I'm obviously going to apparently. Damn, I'm not playing well at all. But I suppose it shows is that you don't necessarily have to be playing amazing to get through keys. Obviously, on the highest possible keys, yeah, you probably want to be playing pretty damn good, but we're not there at the moment. So I'm capable of doing now 11s, which a week ago I would have been nervous coming into 11. Now I know I can do it without playing my best. So we've made a lot of progress. 392 weapon. It is my best weapon, I believe, outside of raid. Don't know. I think I'm going to keep it. Yeah, it's better stats. Okay, so we did hit ourselves an upgrade. We have got a primal infusion actually as well, which is do nice. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed. More videos coming soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.